Friends, if you're wondering about the title of this episode, then this episode is for you. I am renaming this podcast to be called the More Than Your Weight podcast. I have just recognized that over the last 5 years of serving women, that actually the place where I help women the most is helping them find peace with food, feel confident in their bodies again, and develop a healthy lifestyle that's more than just about what they weigh. Yes, sustainable weight loss is something I do support women around, but all those other things, that's actually what I find most women really want support around. That peace with food, that confidence in their body, and a healthy lifestyle. Yes, the weight, what you weigh may matter to you, but all those other things, that really matters more. So come in, listen to this episode, hear how some of the changes that is going to happen, and also the ways that I can continue to support you. I will remind you, if you've been in the podcast or been listening up until now, until Friday, you can access my Food Freedom Intensive, 15% off my 90-minute coaching session. All you need to do is book a coaching clarity call, a free clarity call, put it on my calendar, just book it sometime this week, even if it's for the next couple weeks. You will have access to that discount if you choose to go forward with it. All right. So grateful for you. Enjoy this episode and can't wait to support you in this new rendition of it. You're listening to the More Than Your Weight podcast, and I am Brianna Wilkerson, your host. For over half my life, I've had to really pay attention to my relationship with food, my body, and myself. As a high schooler, I just started to find my worth in my weight, in my work, and really started to define my beauty, my body, my value through how I looked. That led to disordered ways of eating, of exercising, and really just not appreciating my body in word and in action. And then when I started to really realize that my worth was not in my weight and that my value was way more beyond than what the scale could ever tell me, I found breakthrough and freedom. And it has been my mission ever since to help other women do the same. I'm on a mission to see other women find peace with food, feel confident in their body again, and develop a healthy lifestyle that's more than about their weight. I don't think weight loss is a bad thing, but I do think when we're approaching it from a place of wanting to find our worth, our value, and our beauty in it, then we have to take a second thought and ask ourselves if that's right or not. All right, so on this podcast, I want to help you find freedom. I want to help you see that you can have peace with food. You can feel confident in your body again, and you can develop a healthy lifestyle and cherish the body that you're in and know that it's more than about your weight. So you're going to find solo episodes, you're going to find guest interviews, you're going to find episodes where I'm going to just talk from the heart and from the soul and really support you in developing a healthy lifestyle that is mind, body, and soul. And of course, because I'm an essential oils lover, I might drop in an essential oil episode from time to time. So I'm just so glad you're here and so honored to be on this version of the podcast with you. So be sure to listen in, rate, review, and also make sure you join my free Facebook group, the More Than Your Weight Women's Community. This is a space where you can unpack all these episodes and more. And also follow me on Insta. I'm there every day, sharing behind the scenes on my life and sharing tips to support you in your journey. It's a privilege to journey with you, and I can't wait for you to listen to this next episode. Hey everyone, welcome back to the podcast. I'm so excited to introduce you to the new version of this podcast, the More Than Your Weight podcast. So I just wanted to jump in and do an episode to kind of just explain my heart behind the name shift. And I guess it's like a rebrand around my podcast, around my names of my programs, my Facebook group, but how a lot of it's just the same work that I've been doing. So be sure to stay tuned, and I'll also share a little bit at the end of how I'm going to celebrate this name shift. You're not going to want to miss that. Okay. So, when I went into business nearly 5 years ago, a lot of it was from the main reason I did it was because I knew that I wasn't alone in the struggles I had and then the victories I had experienced. I had struggled with my relationship with food, with my body, with myself, with my worth, with my weight. And I just felt like that when I finally started to realize that I was more than what I weighed, the breakthrough happened. I started to love myself. I started to mindfully eat. I started to not fear food. I started to not feel shame or guilt. There was just a lot of freedom that, yes, took time and took a lot of work, especially with my faith and reconnecting with God and really knowing that my worth was in Him. It wasn't in my weight. But over time, I experienced victory and breakthrough in an area that I never thought possible for me to be free from. I always thought I would always be an overeater or an undereater. I would always hate food because it was either my friend in one moment or my foe in the other. I feared that I would always, run to diets and then, get off the diet and then go right back to where I was. And I just felt so much shame, so much guilt, and depressed and trapped in the cycle that I was in. And so when I went through and did a lot of the things that I teach my clients now, and knowing that they're a mind, body, and soul, and looking at all of those areas to really care for themselves, that's when I realized, yes, my worth wasn't in my weight, and that I had to do that deeper work. And I found a lot of freedom, and I found a lot of peace and confidence, and decided to start really honoring and cherishing my body from a place of love versus a place of shame or hate. And so through that journey, that 1.5-year journey that I really, it's been a journey ever since, but I lost weight, and I sustained that weight loss to having my daughter 9 months ago. But more than that, more than losing the weight, I lost the shame, I lost the guilt, I lost the feeling of feeling trapped, and I gained so much more. I gained peace, I gained confidence, I gained health, I gained well-being, and I gained joy. And so I have made it my mission this last 5 years to help women do the same. And now I feel like after 5 years of working with hundreds of women in multiple capacities, I'm clear on the wording of exactly what it is. And so really at this stage, this is what I do. And this is what I've always done. I help women find peace with food, feel confident in their bodies again, and develop a healthy lifestyle and habits that's more than just about what they weigh. All right. So, if you look at this is a fourth name, and I think it's the final name of this podcast. It was the Be Healthy and Thrive podcast, which was very holistic in nature, because that was my experience, like looking at more than just physical health, but all those other areas. And so that's what I led people through in the first rendition of this podcast. And then it was the Healthy Body podcast, focusing a lot on habits, because I saw that when we focus on these healthy habits, we get sustainable results. And then it shifted into the Sustainable Weight Loss podcast, where I started to see, okay, well, women are coming to me to wanting support with sustainable weight loss. And let me just speak directly to them about that. But as you have seen over the last maybe 6 or 7 months, it's been morphing into really supporting women on the mindset side as well, which I've always done, but I've just been a little bit more strategic, or just more, vocal about it, where it's helping women realize that they are more than what they weigh, that you, my sweet friend, are more than what you weigh. I am more than what I weigh. And I really want to help you love your body no matter what size, shape, or scale number it's at. That's like my anthem. All right. And that's what I'm trying to do with my own body. Okay. And that's what I want for my daughter. That's what I want for my sister. That's what I want from every single woman in my life, is to love themselves, to love their body no matter what size, shape, or scale number it's at, and to recognize that they are more than what they weigh. And so that's what this podcast is about. It has always been about, but that's what it's going to continue to be about. And I'm just going to hone in. I'm going to continue to have solo episodes and guest episodes around mindset, body, soul, habits, all of that. But also, I'm also going to be bringing in some of the essential oil stuff. I used to have, as you know, I'm a health coach and an essential oils advocate. And I really experienced a lot of healing and freedom and joy in taking care of myself practically and mindset-wise, but also using essential oils. And so I've been educating women about them just as long as I've been coaching. But I've often separated that out, had a separate podcast, had a separate group, but we're just bringing it all under one roof, because oils can help with all three of those things, can help you find peace with food, can help you feel confident in your bodies again, and can help you develop a healthy lifestyle that's more than about what you weigh. So really just bringing it all under one roof. And so, yeah, I have an oils group that's just for customers, but you can still learn a thing or two in my free group. That's now coaching and oils, I guess. And then also, so yeah, with that, I'll be doing some bonus essential oil episodes from time to time here, and but also just in my content, more in social media and in my Instagram and my Facebook group, really sharing more about oils as well. So you're going to want to make sure you are in those spaces. All right. So yeah, this episode wasn't supposed to be long. It's just a trailer kind of sharing my heart with you. And you can expect to see a lot of what you've seen in the last 6 months, a lot of focus on food freedom and emotional eating breakthroughs and body confidence and body love and also practically taking care of yourself through healthy habits like nutrition, exercise, stress, sleep, and so forth. And of course, hormones. That's a conversation that I started having on the podcast 2 years ago. I'm going to bring that back. So you're going to want to stay tuned. Definitely have some great episodes aligned for you in the next few months. So that's it. I hope this is exciting to you. I hope that I hope that you're just going to find a lot of joy in journeying with me. So I wanted to celebrate this name shift, this podcast, by a couple things. One, I am, if you've been listening, I am offering my Food Freedom Intensive, which is like the beginning of the work that I do, the mindset work that I do, 15% off this week until the 2nd of April. And what you need to do to qualify for that discount is just book a free call with me to talk about whether the intensive is a great fit for you, where you're at. Is this a great fit? Is something else that I offer a great fit? And you can just really find a lot of breakthrough in this, knowing that you are more than what you weigh in 90 minutes, but also even in my 6-month program. So just book that clarity call, madewell345.com/clarity. And I would just love for you to grab the couple spots I have available for that intensive. So that's 15% off this week. 2, I'm doing a free giveaway next week with this is a trailer, but like the official first episode of the season 6 of the More Than Your Weight podcast. And so I'll go a little bit deeper into kind of a little bit more about what you can expect, a little bit more around this concept that you are more than what you weigh. And you're just going to have to stay tuned for that episode. It's going to be really good. But to celebrate, I'm going to be doing a giveaway next week that you're not going to want to miss out. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be one that I really am excited about. And then you'll have to do some simple things surrounding the podcast to just kind of qualify for that giveaway. So stay tuned next week. But for now, make sure you, 1, book that clarity call so that we can talk and see if this Food Freedom Intensive is for you. And then, of course, just let me know on Instagram at madewell345 or in the Facebook group if, why are you excited about this name shift or something you would like to hear me speak more about or get a guest on the podcast. That'd be great. So just let me know. Are you looking forward to this new version of the podcast? And what would you like to see? That'd be something great just to let me know this week. And with that, I'm changing the name of my Facebook group, right? So it was Healthy and Sustainable Weight Loss Community. Now it's going to be More Than Your Weight Women's Community, just to kind of let everything be aligned. So just know, though, that I don't think if you still have weight loss as a goal and sustainability around that as a goal, this is still a place for you, because I do think doing this deeper mindset and habits work will get you there. But what I want you to know and realize is that your weight isn't the only important thing. It's actually, there's other more important things in regards to your health and your well-being, okay? So that's what the shift is. I'm trying to be very intentional with this shift, okay? All right, so to summarize, this is now the More Than Your Weight podcast. And you'll expect to see a lot of what you've been seeing, and then, of course, some essential oil features as well. But also make sure you book that clarity call to get some one-on-one support, and then connect with me on social. I really can't wait to just interact with you and support with you and make this be a two-way conversation. All right. So stay tuned next week for more on that giveaway. But for now, let's chat on the phone and let's connect on social media. All right. Have a great one, and I will talk to you soon. That's it. That's another episode of the More Than Your Weight podcast. I'm so honored that you would allow me to share my thoughts or even share my guest thoughts with you this week. But I want you to know you're not alone. So make sure you join the More Than Your Weight women's community, where you can process this podcast and just get support in whatever area you are on in your More Than Your Weight journey. And also make sure you follow me on Instagram. You can message me and just, we can have a conversation. You can process this podcast. Follow me at madewell345. All right, that's it. And I will see you on the next episode.